Hi everyone, it's Bob Boross and this is my jazz and tap dance life. I'm here with another follow-up on my knee replacement surgery, which happened on June 14th of this year. I am now at 8 weeks and 3 days, so I'm at 67 days at this point. And in this last week or so, I've had some pretty good progress. If you saw my last video, kind of the theme of that was that progress was very slow, coming, but very slow. Over this past weekend, I did get some more bend, more movement out of the knee, and it seems to be getting a little bit better. And over the weekend, I just had this urge just to finally start stretching, moving my body, which I hadn't had that before. So it's just kind of telling me, maybe it's time to do a little bit more. So yesterday actually was the first day I was back here in the dance studio. So as you can see, I'm just going to give this a little spin around. Here we are at the dance studio at Monmouth University here in New Jersey, where I teach, and I just made an arrangement to come in and use the studio on my own to work out a little bit. So yeah, did some pliés, some tendus, dégagés, rond de jambe, not a big grand battement, but getting my leg up to hip level, stretching over. Actually, the first part of my jazz warm-up, if you know that one from my channel, able to do that too. So it was encouraging. I was able to do a little bit more, feel my body working, very careful on the knee, really no rotation or twisting as much as possible that I feel. But it's definitely not fully bending, but I try to work it as much as I can. And at least 8 weeks, I'm getting back to trying to move and trying to dance, which on one level is a little depressing. I certainly want to be able to do more than this, but on another level, I think it's good, because from what I hear from other people, and even other people who are dancers, it takes this long and longer before you get back to doing any type of dance movement. So this is just the second day. And I'm hoping that as I do this a little bit more, maybe 3 times a week for 3 or 4 weeks, things are gonna look much better. Not that I'm gonna be fully dancing, but at least that I can sort of, get my way through class a little bit. And I do plan on starting to teach in a few more weeks as we come up on the fall semester here at Monmouth. I did see my doctor. I had a check-in last week and things look good. One thing I did speak with him about, which I forgot to mention in the last video, is I had developed a click, sort of something catching and popping over, and it was in the beginning of the bend of the knee, going from straight to a little bit bent. So every time I would take a step, it would go click, pop, click, pop, click. A little bit disconcerting, a little bit worrisome, like, is this thing gonna stay? I did some research online, and after speaking with him, he kind of, brushed it off. He said, that's just scar tissue, that'll go away. One thing I found as I got this extra flexibility over the weekend is the more that my quadricep in this area would start to stretch, allowing a little bit more freedom in the bend back, that click and pop started to diminish a little bit. It wasn't as strong. Sometimes it would be eliminated altogether on 1 or 2 steps, and then it might come back. So I'm thinking that mechanism of the bend is actually a little bit more related to the quad not stretching enough to allow a good range of motion, and maybe it's holding it back, which is maybe lifting it, something like that. So hopefully that's going to get a little bit better. A good thing was yesterday, I actually came downstairs in an easy fashion through that knee. It bent enough to go down the stairs, which is like, you take for granted, but it was a big accomplishment, rather than taking a step and leaning off to the railing every time because my knee would not fully bend. So yeah, there were some good things in there in the last few days. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to turn this around and face from this direction so you could see the bad leg is the working leg all the time. And I'll just do a plie, tendu, a couple of different things, and just get an idea of where this thing is bending at this point after 8 weeks and 3 days. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm back at the bar. I'm gonna be in my second position. You really can't see with the jazz pants. This knee is not fully straightened. I think a lot of it still has to do with the swelling that's in there. It's still not down to where it needs to be. It's not gonna be that way almost for a year from what I'm being told, okay? You may hear a little bit of music in the background. I at least have like a little bit of jazz or something just playing. I don't really actually use ballet music when I'm doing it. I'm not that organized at this point to be doing that. So if I'm here, and I give it a plie, ooh, right about there. That's where I feel it on the top and the outside. And a push up, and I'll take a releve. Now this was very hard to do a releve on that left leg last week. I could barely get up. So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good improvement. And sometimes I'll just give it a double bump from there and press up as I come down. I like to do this in parallel first. I just don't have that stretch to do a turn down anymore. So take a nice long stretch and a little bend of the knee. And again, I'm feeling it right here, the top and the outside of the knee. I have 2 knots in there and it's got a long ways to go. Take a stretch either way and roll up from the body and take a stretch back. And if I come to first position, demi-plie is it. I'm not going any further than that. Now, at the demi-plie level, I can pretty much do that without any problem. I can come to here, and this is really, I mean, it's a little tight, but it's not giving me pain saying don't go any further, which is what I was getting in second position. I can get this, and even today, I can release the other arm. I have that strength. I did not have that strength in the recent past from there. And I take another parallel stretch over, exhale, and bend. Try to stretch that lower back. That's something too, because I have been pretty inactive and mostly just laying down and resting and resting. My rest of my body is just stiff, hasn't been moving at all. So this lower back, the back, just to round it over, just to do this, that just feels so good because I haven't been doing that in my body at all. If I try to come to first position, don't laugh, this is all I have, okay? I can brush to a tendu, yes, rotate in and out and close, and a front and close, and a demi, that's pretty good. And a 1, and 2, and 3. Try to pull the thighs together, that's hard, and 6, and a 7, and 8. 1, rotate in, rotate out, close, 5, 6, 7, ooh, and 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The calf on this left leg is kind of killing me too. And 7, and 8. That took a lot of swelling, and because of the knee, the calf was not working properly every time I've been taking a step for the last 8 weeks. So my left calf and my left foot in particular are very weak. Not that my right is that much better, but it's definitely worse. It's definitely worse, okay? If I take a tendu and I can lift front, that's no problem at all. And this is actually a little bit better than it was over the weekend. When I was home over the weekend, I would try this in my kitchen, holding onto the kitchen counter, and it was a little bit tougher. Now, something in here, just to switch to the other side, because it's another consideration, is now that leg is taking all the weight of the body. And one of the exercises I did in therapy, you had to stand here for a minute, for 3 times, and balance and hold that. When I first started, I couldn't even lift my foot off the floor. So it's definitely gotten stronger. So doing it on the other side, yes, try to keep that leg strong. Even here to find a balance, that's tough. And to the back and lift, hold, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, in and out. Stay, here we go. And in, yes. So when I do that and I practice, I'll do a little bit more of a formalized, 2 to the front, 2 to the side, 2 back, something like that. Just to give a little bit more fuller workout. So we're going kind of quickly through here. Rond de jambes on this leg, again, are not a problem. The knee is just, feel that stiffness, but I don't feel any pain when I'm doing this. It's a little bit more if I'm here and my weight doesn't want to sink back to my heel. I got to try to really push forward to get some weight into the ball of the foot at that point. So again, strength to hold the body, number one, and to hold it maintaining turnout, number two, is really important, because anything that's got a torquing or twisting of the knee, like if I'm in bed and I have my leg out and I just want to pull it up, that little twist, boy, that gives me pain. It gives you a real shot of pain in there. And then as soon as you stop it, the pain goes away. So it's only because of the movement. So that's something that I have to be careful about. Oh, yeah. Haven't done that in a while. Oh, yeah. And I'm feeling that more in my hips than anything else, because my hips are at my advancing age. Hey, in 2 more months, I will be 66. I'm 65 now, and I haven't had any real problems with my hips, but they obviously definitely are not as stretched out as they used to be. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that, again, that's abbreviated workout to make that happen. But if I can take this leg up, I mean, that's kind of where my passe is with the right leg up. A good exercise would be to balance, which I can sort of do here. But on this side, that is about it. That is about as much as I can bend that knee at this point. So this has got a lot more. Yeah, sometimes when you bend it and you're holding it, you're feeling it, and on that slight release, you feel a little bit more, all right? You feel a little bit more. I actually have right here above my kneecap, at this point here, I don't know if we can see it, maybe I can come in a little closer. At this point here, and then just below it here, 2 big knots. 2 big knots, and I guess that's would be the tendon coming into where the kneecap is. And I've been working on it, and that part is a killer. I don't know what caused that from the operation. I certainly don't have it on the other side. So this is definitely a restriction right in there. It's just above the kneecap. There's 1 big knot, and there's another big knot in there to make that happen. Okay? So anyway, that's a little bit more what I would do at the bar. I mean, I do put my leg up and stretch. You know, I can take this leg up here and give it a stretch forward, ooh, and back. So those are all good things. What I'm gonna do now is do a little bit more of a formal warm-up for me. It won't be on camera. And then I'll come back and I'll do my jazz warm-up, and we'll throw that in there too, okay? All right, here we go, hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna give the jazz warm-up a try. Part 1, if that goes well, maybe I'll throw part 2 in there. We'll see how it goes, okay? We do need a little music first. So I'm going to throw that on, and then we'll get right back into it. All right, here we go. Good luck. 5, 6, 7, 8. Big stretch up. Oh, a little too soon. I guess it's been a while since I've done this. Hold on, another 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bending that knee is tough. Stretch up and open. Inhale up. Gonna release. gotta get back. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into this. I love this one, feels good. And release. And up. Still using my hand a little bit when I go down. I go to the other side. Up. Oh. Oh yeah. Let's see what this side feels like. Ooh, gotta put the hand on the knee when I go over. Woo. Let's walk it over. Stretch the inside of the left knee. Yep, 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 yep. And push it back. And turn, push off. And into the hip. And into the hip. Release. Oh, pretty good that time. Release. And roll up. And hold. Okay. All right. A little bit more full body, but using that knee, yes? Okay, so that's it. That's a little bit of the jazz warm-up. So as you can see, 8 weeks and 3 days, all of a sudden I'm starting to get back into it, can do a little bit more. And like I said, last week I didn't feel like doing this hardly at all. And all of a sudden it started stretching a little bit more over the weekend, and I just wanted to get back into it. So I'm glad, all right, that I can get back and do a little bit more. So anyway, maybe I'll check in a week or so. I'll be doing a little bit more, maybe even a combination. We'll see, okay? All right, I'm Bob Boross. This is my Jazz and Tap Dance Life. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications bell. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video, okay? Thanks for watching. See you soon.